Good afternoon. It is March 14th, 2023, and today, I guess you would have to call this a range day. We broke out above the overnight highs, and then we reversed. So you could call it a reversal day too. Maybe we're in the middle of making two measured legs, and that would bring us down here. We'll just have to see. There's about 36 minutes until market close. But let's take a look at this. Not a lot of trades again today. I feel like the past 2 weeks, it's been slim pickings. But we'll take a look. You have this news item here. We sell off about half of it, and then we go into this spike and channel into a flatter channel. Really just a spike channel up. So the news item came at 5:30, so you definitely want to be flat. And then we get this two-legged correction, and then the buying comes back in, and you get a reversal. A failed second entry short right here, but it's just very congestive. It's at the midline of the overnight range, so I don't think you want to take that. And then we form this channel, and you get a first entry, second entry, but that signal bar is a lot of stem there. I don't think you want to take that, and it's in the middle. Clearly, prices are just ranging, but turns out to be an uptrend, and this is not a second entry. This is a third entry, even though it looks like a second entry. Goes a little higher, and then it fails, and we get confirmation of the trend channel here, but channels like that are a little hard to tell until later. But yeah, that is confirmation. Goes higher. We get a break of that move up. A break, two-legged correction, and then a move to a new high. Two-legged correction, makes another leg up, and then it reverses, but this isn't really a good setup for a reversal. It's an inside bar. Maybe you take it, but you can see, the bias was up, so really you shouldn't be taking that, but it probably gave you 4 ticks. 45.50. Yeah, so you get 6 ticks there. I wouldn't take that just because it doesn't look the way I like it to look. This is a second entry short, but it's above the EMA. I probably wouldn't take it. But we are due to go back to this side of the trend channel, and that's exactly where we go. And we get a bounce. So let's take a deeper look at this. Channel's probably like that. You get an overshoot that leads to a break. So maybe you do, maybe you consider that second entry short, because you might get a new low. But I don't know. I don't like all that support right there for going short. But anyway, we bounce. Higher low. Higher low. This is just so much overlap in here. I don't think you want to take anything. Come here. I'm not sure if there's a trap right there. No, it doesn't look like it. So it looks like here we have a first entry, and this is a second entry off that level of support. But it looks like one leg down. I'm not crazy about it. Here you get a first entry, second entry. But it'd be hard to say that this is a channel right now. If you drew it off the highs, yeah, and it looks like a two-legged pullback, but with, this, I'd be playing this like a range. So it's just tough. A lot of overlap in here. Higher low off of this trend channel. Then we get a break. And this looks like a two-legged pullback. Maybe you look at this as a second entry long. That's also, it's a two-legged pullback. We make a double top here. Maybe you look at it as a second entry long as an excuse to take that. But we already have, looks like we already have a new high. So that's aggressive. When we get this two legs to a new high, we sell off, and then it reverses. So maybe you take this one on the reversal. Goes a little higher. We go sideways. This kind of looks like a double top, first entry, second entry, and a double test. So maybe you take that one. And it's off that midline. That you can see prices bounced off a few times. You can see that. So you might consider that. Come down here and you do get a failure here. We came up short of the trend channel up here, so maybe you consider that. But if you take this second entry short, I mean, it looks like a second entry short to me, but you can see we made a double bottom. So this is aggressive too. It's just not a perfect setup, but that signal bar is good. It kind of looks like, to me, it looks like we got one leg down and two legs of correction. So, and then we form this spiking channel down. And unfortunately, you don't get any setups going into the lows right here. First entry, second entry, no signal bar. Come down here, first entry, second entry, great signal bar off that trend channel, off that key entry point, and pretty much off to the races after that. Is this so? Here, what have you gotten stopped out here? Here you have a second entry, but we just came off the channel lows, so I don't think you want to take that, because we're expecting to go back to the highs of the channel, but it just sells off. I guess enough people like that and like the double test, and it just sells off quickly. You get an overshoot, leads to a break. No lower highs in here or second entries, unfortunately. Second entry comes here, but this looks like a double bottom. And then you get a reversal. So maybe a failure. Maybe you take that. But the bias at this point was down, so I'm not really looking to go long. And we formed this little spike and channel down in here. I didn't see anything in here. This looks like too many dojis and stuff in here. Perhaps you look at this as a failure and a hidden second entry short, but it doesn't look like a channel at that point. It looks like a range to me. And yeah, I don't like that. But we break out, we test it, we go lower. But you do get a second entry short right here. The slight overshoot would make me a little nervous about this one, but it's a good signal bar, and the overshoot wasn't large. I've noticed sometimes you'll get overshoots that lead to a break of a similar size, and that's what happened here. So we get the small break after the small overshoot. We can't make a new low just yet. And we make a leg of correction. Well, really, 1, 2 legs of correction, and then we just go sideways. And you might consider going short on this one. I mean, I'm about to mark this red because it looks like, yeah, it looks like a double test. And it's a second entry short. A lot of room back to the EMA. So I think you got to take that. You can see a lot of people like that. We break out, test the level of now resistance once before going lower. And this looks like a double top. So maybe if you're looking at this as a failure, maybe you take that, but that's far from the EMA. come down to these lows, and we bounce out, and that could just be an overshoot. Could just be an overshoot, leads to the break. And now we're going higher. And this actually, I mean, you might look at this as a failure right here. Looks like a trap because that's a really bearish bar. So that's all I saw today. Yeah, we'll see what Mac has to say about it. I hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back tomorrow.